Hello, welcome to this session. This session is going to be beneficial for those who joined us after the ad drop, and I will try to cover as many topics as I can, but I'll not get into any or dig into any details because I'm not intending to making this video very large or very big in length. Rather, I'll try to keep it as short as possible. So, before starting, I would want you to think about the name of our course, that is the principles of management. So you need to understand what does management mean and what does principles mean. To start with, management is getting things done by other people. So what does a manager do? He manages things, or he makes people do things for him so that he and his organization can achieve the goal they actually set. And what is principles? Principles means some rules that are applicable in all forms of organizations. So there are some managerial techniques or managerial rules that you can apply in all sorts of organization. That is what we call the principles of management. So we will learn some techniques, learn some rules, learn some theories that you can apply in all sorts of businesses. So uh, how does a manager want to get things done? he wants to he wants his people to do things in an efficient and effective way. There is a difference between the words efficiency and effective. What is efficiency and what is effective? Efficiency is like using up as little input as possible but generating a considerable good output. So if you can get 20 out of 20 in quiz 1 just by studying for 1 hour, then you are efficient. And if your friend gets only 15 even after studying for 3 hours, he is not that much efficient. So for if you want to be efficient, your target will be to use as little input as possible and produce as many outputs as possible. Effectiveness, on the other hand, is is like doing the right thing, hitting the target. If you can be efficient, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you will also be effective while you were being efficient. So there are many situations in your life, well, you will find that you did something really efficiently but that was not effective. For example, Bangladesh cricket team, for example, has a target to score 260 runs in 50 overs. Bangladesh used only 30 overs and got 250 runs. So Bangladesh is just short of 10 runs, but it used only half of the overs. It means Bangladesh has used only 25 overs and it scored 250 runs. So they were really efficient. You cannot question that, right? On the other hand, not on the other hand, in the same scenario, just imagine like this, that the target was 260. Bangladesh scored 250 in 25 overs, but by the time they scored this, they were all out. The score, the way they achieved this, was efficient. But what was this effective? No, it was not, because even though they were efficient, they could not hit the target. It was not effective. Rather, they would prefer to play 49 overs and or 50 overs. Even if they could score 261, that would be effective. Even though that would not be as efficient as this. So the main target of a manager is to be effective at first, and after securing the effectiveness, he will try to remain or keep his efficiency as high as possible. So the functions of management. So what are managers supposed to do? What do managers do in an organization? There are four basic functions that are carried out by the managers, which are planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. So what is planning? To be specific, planning is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. For example, you want to get a 4 in this course. That is your plan. Sorry, that is your objective. Now you'll have, but you are in a situation where you are just in the beginning of this course. So you need to plan from zero. How can you reach up to a plus level score? This is the bridge. This is the bridge. Planning is the bridge between where you want to go and where you are now. For example, Bangladesh wants to be the world champion. That is their objective. And where they are now, they are in the middle of the table, middle of the standing table, right? So now, since they want to be the best, or since they want to be the champion of this tournament, they need to devise a plan that will breach their objective and they breach your with their current position. So if this is your objective is here and you are here, you need to build a bridge so that you can climb up the ladders and reach your objective. So planning is, in to put it simply, is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. So what is organizing? For you to be able to reach your objective, you cannot reach there without the help of resources. For example, Bangladesh wants to be the world champion, right? Now, for being world champion, Bangladesh needs high quality coach. Bangladesh needs um, superior technical support. It needs superior physio support, superior. I mean, there are so many things that you need to arrange, right? There are so many resources that you will require for that will facilitate your reaching the goal. Number three is leading. This is mostly about the mental thing, mostly about the motivational thing that a manager renders his employees with. So, for example, our captain is Shakib Al Hassan, right? Now he needs to lead the whole team in a way that that everybody is giving their best so that they can achieve the goal. So how will he make everyone giving his best? This is a very tough thing to do. I mean, it is really tough to keep everyone's motivation high. That is how there are so many theories that you will learn eventually in the later sessions or later classes. I assume, where you'll see there are so many motivational theories that you can use, and using those as a background, you can take decisions where you will be able to ensure the motivation level of your employees. For example, the team that was led by Mashrafi bin Murtaja was highly motivated. You can also see that. How did he manage to do that? Yeah, every leader has his unique style of motivating people. So leading is like showing them the direction. A manager must lead his people. The final one is controlling. What is controlling? Control is like monitoring, not only monitoring but also comparing and correcting. For example, in 2023 World Cup, Bangladesh wants to be the champion, so they actually organized the whole thing, organized the best coaches, the best technology, the best transportation, and Shakib Al Hasan led the whole team in a way that Shakib Al Hasan did his best to keep the team motivated. Finally, at the end of the tournament, uh, we were like fourth in the competition. We were not the first. We could not be the champion. Now, what you need to do is you need to compare where you wanted to go. You wanted to be at the top of the list. Now you're at the fourth. So it means there is a discrepancy. Where you wanted to go and where you actually went are not the same. So there is a discrepancy. Now you have to make some corrective actions so that in the next tournament you can achieve that. So I hope you are getting the idea. Uh, Controlling is like seeing whether you could actually reach your objective or not, and if you could reach your objective, then it's fine, but if you could not, then you have to make some corrective actions. So these are the four functions that you will see, and that will work for every organization. We have used the example of Bangladesh cricket team just to show you that not even in some not typical organization, these four functions work. So there are some kind of roles that managers play. So one is interpersonal role, informational roles, decisional roles. So you can see interpersonal roles. A manager is the figurehead. A manager is the leader. A manager is the, mediator. If there is any problem in the organization, where if there is a communication gap, then the manager also play roles such as like he mediates the thing, he controls the thing, and he also hold on a second. He also plays the role of informational roles. I mean, it means he is enriched with a number of information that are not available to other people in the organization. So he needs to be aware about the environment. He needs to be aware about the industry and his competitor and everything. So he will have those information that the other employees in your organization may not have, and using those information he will help the organization. He also takes decision. He has some, I mean, the main function of a manager is to take decisions. Not everyone in our organization is going to take decision, right? Do I take any decision in my class? Think about this. Yes, I do take some decisions, but those decisions, since I told you I am like a manager in your class, so I take some decisions like when I will take your quiz, how many chapters will there be, and how what will be the question pattern. This is the decisional role that a manager must undertake in every organization. He needs to take a number of decisions, ranging from how he will treat his employee, how he will reach the objective, how high the objective should be, and how he should motivate his person. So it's up to him. There is no hard and fast rule, but we will learn some theories. I mean, where we can, I mean, we can categorize all those decisions taken by managers into those 4 or 5 categories. We will discuss about this later. So there are 3 types of role played by a manager. He is like a leader, figurehead, liaison. He also is the spokesperson. Information roles, it means if Bangladesh loses a game, then who is there to talk? I mean, there may be other people, but we expect Sakib to confront the media, and he plays the role of a spokesperson. Okay, so these are 3 roles that you must remember, and there are some skills that managers must have. One of them is technical skills, then is human skills, then is conceptual skills. So what is technical skill? Technical skill is like knowledge and proficiency in a specific field. What about, I mean, we always question the role that the role that Papon plays in our cricket board. We said that he does not have any technical skills. It means he was not a cricketer. That's why he does not have any technical skill. It means he is not an expert of this particular field to be the manager. So it means a manager must have the technical skill of the business he runs. For example, would you want a police officer to be your VC? No, because he does not have the technical skill of this particular field. Also, we can come up with a number of examples on this regard where technical skills are really important, and these skills are mostly important not for the figureheads or not for the top. Before getting into there, I will show you a pyramid. Just take a look here. There are 3 levels of managers: first line manager, middle line manager, and top line manager. So what are the first line managers? They are the supervisors. They are not the big managers. This is the first layer of being managers. So the first line managers include those managers who supervise the workers or who supervise the non-managerial employees. In a government sector, the employees, the workers are not managers because they do not make any decision, but the first line managers, they are the supervisors who directly talk with the employee and take after the well-being of his employees. So what will happen? These are the workers, and they run machines, they do technical things, right? So if they face any problem, they will directly reach to the first line managers. So suppose there is a malfunction in a machine, and when a worker faces that, he goes to the first line manager. What if the first line manager doesn't understand the problem? Then there is going to be a chaos. That is why the first line manager must have the technical knowledge. It means he must know the technicality of the organization. For example, what is the technical knowledge of a garments factory? Technical knowledge will include how to make a t-shirt, how to cut it, how to sew it, and these things, right? Yeah, you got it. So who are the middle managers? Middle managers are like the functional head, like production manager, marketing manager, financial manager. They're the functional head. You got me? So they are responsible for carrying out the objective or achieving the objective that are set by the top managers. তো মিডল ম্যানেজার এখানে কারা? মিডল ম্যানেজার হচ্ছে ফাংশনাল হেডগুলো, যারা আপনাদের ফাংশনাল হেড থাকবে, মার্কেটিংয়ের হেড। যেমন ধরেন ইফ দ্য টপ ম্যানেজার্স ওয়ান্ট the organization to produce 110% of the previous year. It means if it produced 100 t-shirts in the last month, it wants you to produce 110 t-shirts this month. এখন, now, how will the managers, what will happen now? The middle managers will be responsible for achieving this, and they will ensure that the wastages are as low as possible, and there is no idle time, and there is the proper use of all the human resource so that they can produce 10% more than the previous month. This is what middle managers do. They take orders from the top managers, they devise a plan, and they communicate that plan to the first line managers, so that this is the line that this is the flow of direction, flow of order that they try to maintain. So just take a look. First line managers, this is the biggest portion in the managerial level. This is the second big, and this is the smallest portion. It means in an organization there will be many first line managers, but middle managers will not be as many as the first line managers, and top managers will be the lowest. So talking about skills, this was the first skill, the technical knowledge. A manager must possess technical knowledge. And then we will talk about human skills. What is human skills? The ability to work with or work under people. Here you can see the middle managers, what they're doing. They are taking orders, or they're taking orders kind of from the top managers, and they're communicating the order to the first line managers. The role they are playing is the role of information disseminator, or the role of mediator, or the role of communicator, right? So যখন একটা অর্গানাইজেশন টপ ম্যানেজার বলবে যে আমি 10% ইনক্রিজ চাই, মিডল ম্যানেজার তখন কি বলবে? তার একটা ডিভাইস প্ল্যান করে এটা কমিউনিকেট করবে যাতে এই ফার্স্ট লাইন ম্যানেজারগুলো এমপ্লয়িকে ওইভাবে সাজাতে পারে। সো তাদের কি ধরনের স্কিল দরকার? তাদের সবারই সব স্কিল দরকার, বাট দ্য মেজর স্কিল দ্যাট মিডল ম্যানেজার্স রিকোয়ার ইজ দ্য ইজ দ্য হিউম্যান স্কিলস। হোল্ড অন সেকেন্ড। Is the human skills, and the third skills that they will require is the conceptual skill. So what is a conceptual skill? It is the skill of forecasting. It is the skill of understanding the bigger picture of the scenario. For example, when the COVID hit, many restaurant businesses and many businesses at large, so how did they actually plan to survive? How did they plan to manage the whole thing? They had the big managers, the top managers actually took those decisions. For example, bank, how would a bank run during COVID situation? These are the complex situations which are complex decisions which are undertaken, or which are devised by the top level managers. For them, what are the skills that enable the top level managers to see through the ambiguities, to see through the clouds of confusion? It is their conceptual skill. It means their skill to understand, and their skill to forecast the real scenario, and their knowledge of the whole industry, and their diversified knowledge. That is why you will see the CEO, the MD, and the head of any organization, or the top managers of any organizations have higher degrees from very good schools. So these are the skills that we talked about. Top managers need conceptual skill the most. It is not that they don't need these things. The top level managers need conceptual skills, and also middle managers also need conceptual skills. Lower level manager need, but not as much as the top level managers need that. And human skills are equal for all kinds of managers. You can see top level manager, middle level manager, and lower level manager, সবারই হিউম্যান স্কিলটা দরকার আছে, কারণ সবারই ম্যানেজার্স আর দ্য কমিউনিকেটার্স, এই জন্য হিউম্যান স্কিলটা অনেক ইম্পর্টেন্ট। And technical knowledge is really important for the lower level managers, and some kind of important for the middle level managers, but not as much as important as lower level managers for the top level managers. You understand? Top level manager এত বেশি conceptual skill দরকার নেই। So this was the first this is the idea of management actually, where I tried to say that management is the study where you will be equipped with the necessary tools or necessary idea about and theories about management and those theories and those tools will help you to take decisions in various and complex organizational setting. So this is the second chapter, the history module, where we taught how management evolved. So management is probably a new uh, area of study, but it is not a new practice. It has been in practice for thousands of years, through the throughout many civilizations. When civilization started in Mesopotamia and to till date, we will see many practices. We will see practices of humankind which actually require the skills of management. So these are the things that I will not talk much about, because this is not that important. But I will somewhat talk about scientific management. Remember, scientific management is about ensuring the efficiency of the organization. So if you can recall, what is efficiency? Efficiency is like doing things in a way so that you use as little input as possible, and you can ensure as many outputs as you can. Okay, so efficiency means using little output and generating bigger, sorry, it's my bad. Efficiency means using little input and generating comparatively greater output. So how does managers ensure that? So by his theory of scientific management, F.W. Taylor, or Frederick Winslow Taylor, said that he was a manager of a construction firm, probably, yeah, and he saw that saw that workers don't work. Uh, they don't work to an extent or in a way that they should. It means he saw that different workers do the same thing in different ways. So there was no universally um, right way of doing anything. So he wanted to devise the right way of doing, or the one best way for doing a job. This is how he could standardize the whole working procedure, and he could dig out the best way of doing things, so that reduction in time and wastage in labor and time were reduced. So there are four principles of scientific management. The number one is develop a science for each element and individual's work, which will replace the old rule of thumb. It means the one best way of doing thing. I'm not going to talk in details about this. Since I probably can assume that you got the idea, right? Scientifically select and train each. The idea of training, the idea of developing your employees were not very common back in that time. And F.W. Taylor, with his principle of scientific management, he actually came up with this idea that you can train your employees so that the pool of talent, or talent pool, is adequate for your long run survival. And you need to he also said that hierarchically cooperate with workers so as to ensure that all work is done in accordance with the principle of the science that has been developed. Yeah, mental revelation. There should be a sense of willingness. If I want you to do well, every one of you, I cannot do that alone. I will need your cooperation, right? If I want you to write in a particular way so that you get the highest number, I cannot make you do that unless you want to. So the cooperation is also important. Also divide the responsibility, work responsible almost equally between management and workers. So this is the first time he came up with the proposal that the employers are responsible. It was like common, but the employees or workers who had just been treated as like another machinery, another tool of production, are now considered to be responsible for the things they do. They will responsible for the they will be responsible for the success of the organization, the achievement of the goal. But before they were not. ওদেরকে আগে আলাদা মানুষ ভাবা হতো, কিন্তু এই সময় প্রথম বলছে যে ওরাও তোমাদের একটা পার্ট, জাস্ট ইনক্লুড দেম ইন ইউর ডিসিশন সো দ্যাট they will feel responsible in case they don't achieve the organizational objective. Finally, this is the last thing I will talk about, which is general administrative theory. In our previous theory of scientific management, we talked about the efficiency of the workers, but in the administrative theory, it actually tries to ensure that the organization is doing everything efficiently and effectively, not the human being, not the efficiency of the workers or the employees, rather the efficiency of the administration of the things. Like hold on a second. So efficiency, uh, uh, when the idea was concerned about the efficiency of the workers, it was covered by the scope of scientific management. But administrative theory-তে যেটা বলা হয় যে অর্গানাইজেশনের ম্যানেজারদের অনেকগুলো রুলস ফলো করতে হবে, যেগুলো ফলো করলে তারা অর্গানাইজেশনটাকে এফিসিয়েন্টলি রান করতে পারবে। নট দ্য ওয়ার্কার্স বাট দ্য প্রসেস অফ দ্য অর্গানাইজেশন, বা অর্গানাইজেশনটা স্মুথলি রান হবে। আমরা এখানে 14টা প্রিন্সিপাল আছে, which is I will complete it within 2 minutes by saying the main idea of these points, because we spent a huge amount of time discussing about this in our class, right? So the first one is division of work. It means not everyone is supposed to do everything, right? You got it? In an organization, not a single individual or not a single employee takes care of the marketing department, also the finance department, also the accounting department, also the production department. He is just a part of only one function of the organization, that is division of work, that you are not supposed to do everything by yourself, and this is not okay. Authority is the right to give power. So if I can tell you to do things, right? Because I have that authority. Can you tell me to do things? No, because you don't have the authority. So manager must have the authority to give orders. If you are a manager and you do not have the authority to direct your people, if you do not have the authority to tell them how to act and how not to, then this is not going to work. There must be discipline. Employees must obey and respect the rules of the organization. So these are the 14 principles which you can apply in any kind of organization. And if you can apply these rules or these principles perfectly, or the way it is said, then you will do really great. Discipline, then unity of command. You are not going to take orders from different bosses. So for you, the thing is, wherever you go in this world, I would say recently in the modern world, you will have only one boss, because if you have two bosses, then one will say you to go right and another might say you to go left. That is how you will be confused. That's why there must be an unity of command, unity of direction. The same thing, if the top manager wants to achieve quality, the first level manager should not go for low production cost, right? Because for ensuring top quality, you cannot be that miser, but you need to ensure that every product or everything that you are using up in your production are up to the mark, up to the standard. কিন্তু আমরা যখন একদম লোয়ার কস্টের কথা বলি, তখন কি আমরা সব কম খারাপ জিনিস এনে করতে চাই। কিন্তু যখন আমরা এসে কথা বলবো, যখন আমরা টপ কোয়ালিটি যাবো, আমরা কিন্তু খারাপ জিনিস আনলে হবে না। সো একটা পার্ট অফ ম্যানেজার, ইফ দে ওয়ান্ট টু এনশিওর দ্য কোয়ালিটি অফ অল দ্য প্রোডাক্টস, দেন পরের পার্টগুলো কিন্তু সেমভাবে যেতে হবে। সবারই কিন্তু কোয়ালিটির মাথায় থাকতে হবে। তখন একটা পার্ট চায় কস্ট কমাবো, আরেকটা পার্ট চাই যে কোয়ালিটি বাড়াবো। দিস ইজ নট আ রাইট আইডিয়া। সো ইউনিট অফ ডিরেকশনে থাকতে হবে, ঠিক আছে? সিঙ্গেল প্ল্যান অ্যান্ড হাউ দে উইল গাইড ইচ আদার। আপনার the sixth one is subordination of individual interest to general interest. So managers, this is really common. This is something you probably get it. In your class, সাপোজ আপনাদের এখানে একজন সবাই অনেক ভালো লিখতে পারেন, আপনার জন্য আমি পুরো আপনার কুইজটার জন্য থিওরি নিই, তাহলে কি হবে? না, এখানে সবাই ম্যাক্সিমাম কি ভালো করছে। ইউটিলিটেরিয়ান সোসাইটি যে আইডিয়াটা, দ্যাট উইল বি ইউজ। সেন্ট্রালাইজেশন মিনস I should have made another video. This video is getting very big and I'm losing my patience. The remuneration should be up to the mark. Yeah, you cannot just underpay someone and you cannot expect him to be motivated, right? Centralization and decentralization. Centralization means all the decisions are taken from a single point. It means আপনি যদি এমন কোনো অর্গানাইজেশনে কাজ করেন যে সব ডিসিশন বস নেয়, সব ডিসিশন এমডি নেয়, অন্য কোনো ম্যানেজারের কোনো ডিসিশনের ক্ষমতা নেই, ইউ উইল নট ফিল গুড। সো ইন সেন্ট্রালাইজেশন অল দ্য ডিসিশনস আর টেকেন ফ্রম এ সিঙ্গল পয়েন্ট, বাট ইন এ ডিসেন্ট্রালাইজড organization, all the managers are given particular authority over particular things and they can make their own decisions. They don't have to go to the boss to ask for everything, and this is how they can be very efficient, because going to your boss for every decision is like it is going to be really time consuming. Scalar chain, there should be a direction, there should be a what is it called, there should be a chain of command. Yeah, that is correct. Chain. There will be top manager. Top manager will uh, I mean the middle manager will be accountable to the top manager, and the first manager will be accountable to the middle manager. So there should be a chain of command. Equity, order, right people in the right place. The person who is like really good at painting should not be in the production team. If the এরকম না, আমি যদি এরকম বলি যে আপনি যদি অনেক ক্রিয়েটিভ হন, ইউ ক্যান ওয়ার্ক ইন দ্য অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ডিপার্টমেন্ট, বাট আপনি অনেক ক্রিয়েটিভ হয়ে ইফ ইউ ওয়ার্ক ইন দ্য প্রোডাকশন ডিপার্টমেন্ট, দ্যাট ইজ নট গোয়িং টু ওয়ার্ক। Then equity, manager should not treat someone unfairly just because of his religion or his physical ability or his appearance. These are the things. Stability of tenure of person, it means manager must ensure that everyone has a long term plan. A manager must ensure like that no one of his employees is going to be sacked within the things that I'm trying to mean is that আপনার এখানে একটা lifelong plan থাকা লাগবে. Manager will make that plan for you. Initiative, manager will allow encourage his employees to take initiative by himself. I'm cutting everything so short so that I can finish it as fast as I can. Spirit the corps, it means unity is the strength. Manager must ensure that there is unity in his organization. Understand? Unity in his organization among the employees, and also employees and the managers. So this is it. Hope this is going to help you, and sorry for like I rushed in the later part of the slide because I need to go. I have some things, I have some appointment to meet, right? So thank you, and if you have any question you can write in the comment box. Bye.